So when you approach a patient room and see a caddy on a door, you know that patient is in some sort of isolation. You should have a sign on the door telling you what kind of isolation is in place. These are the signs that we're currently using. It tells you contact, enteric contact, droplet, airborne. These are the new signs that we'll be using shortly. In the next few weeks, we're gonna have some new isolation signs. So your contact sign tells you to wear a gown and gloves. Your strict contact isolation takes it a step further. Lets you know that something is a little different, a little more. You're gonna wear gown and gloves, but you're gonna wash your hands with soap and water after patient care, and you're gonna use bleach wipes on equipment. Droplet precautions will require a surgical mask. These are for patients that have the flu. Your airborne isolation, you use an N95 mask, and they require negative airflow with the door shut. The PPE you need for that are your N95 masks. You should have been fit tested for that. If you're not, we have air hoods available here in the nurse's station if you need them. The protective environmental precautions, that's your neutropenic precautions. That's for patients that are immunocompromised, and you will need a surgical mask to go in those rooms. Special precautions, you're gonna have a new sign that says contact and droplet isolation with eye protection. All of this documentation is gonna match EPIC documentation. And it tells you what kind of PPE you need to go into those rooms. We have new signs for patients that have dual isolation. So you'll have a contact airborne, and it tells you what kind of PPE you need for that. And then you have a contact droplet, and it tells you what you need for that.
Okay.
So let's practice putting on your PPE. Let's put on this gown. We will still be using the yellow gowns on the floor. This gown is just for demonstration. You'll clean your hands and then put on your gown.
We'll do it first.
Make sure that your yellow gown you should be able to put over your head, and you have a seal around the neck. You want to make sure and tie your gown. You don't want your gown hanging open. Okay. The next thing we'll do is put on a mask. So you know you need the stiff, rigid part that goes around your nose. And you want to pull it down over your chin to make sure that you have a good fit, a good seal around your face. If you're using the mask for source control, you want to make sure that it's worn properly above the nose, below the chin. It cannot be worn below the nose, below the chin. That's not appropriate. The front of your mask is contaminated. You're breathing out, they're breathing on you, so you don't want to handle the mask from the front at all because you can contaminate your eyes, and that's how you can get sick. The next thing that we're going to put on, if you would use a face shield, this face shield is here. You don't have to put it on, but this is the face shield that you would use for eye protection. These are single-use throwaway. We do not reuse these anymore. There are no cleaning instructions for this. So you want to throw these away after you use them. Next thing we'll put on is gloves. So let's put on a pair of gloves. And your yellow gowns have the thumb hook in them, so it makes it easier to put the gloves over the end of the gown. All right, right now I'm gonna dust you, and then we will do a black light demonstration. So we're gonna say you're in a patient room that has MRSA. Just see your hands. All right. So the first thing you're gonna do to remove PPE is to take the gloves off. If you have your gown tied in the front, let's untie that at this point in time and help get it off. So your gloves are contaminated. You do not want to touch anything with these gloves. That's why you do not go out of the room with gloves. Gloves are dirty. If you touch door handles and elevator buttons, you're contaminating everything around you. You don't want to touch your eyes or anything with your gloves because, again, they're dirty. So let's take them off. You're going to pinch the palm of your hand, pull it away towards you. You're going to take your other finger and put it under the glove and slide it away. And you throw away. The next thing that comes off, if you have goggles or a face shield at that point in time, you take your face shield off, throw it away. Again, single-use throwaway. We do not reuse any PPE. The next thing that comes off is the gown. Your front of your gown is contaminated, so you want to touch the back. The back of your gown is not contaminated, so you can take your gown, pull from the inside in the front and pull away from you. Your yellow gown should pop and open. You roll up and you throw it away. The last thing that'll come off is your mask, ear loops, throw away. You do not reuse masks at all, they're single use. And clean your hands.
Perfect.
All right. Black light, we'll see how you did. So I see good. I see a few little specks on the gown, but that's not bad. Right there, you could have cross-contaminated yourself. Let's see your hands right there. You see, got some powder on there. Let's see, flip over. Right there, a little bit right there. So it's very easy to cross-contaminate when you're taking off PPE, gloves, gowns. So it's very important for you to clean your hands or wash your hands after you remove PPE.